Hey everyone, welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, glad to have you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so we can be friends. Today we're going to put together the present pop-up card. So if you've never seen this card, it is in projects. Go into the card category. And right now it's currently on the first row and it's called the present pop-up card. It requires 3 different colors of cardstock. You do need a scoring wheel or the scoring stylus, and obviously glue or double-sided tape to put it together. So I'm going to pop back out of this. So not a lot of pieces for this one. I am going to cut this out, and normally I try and cut it out with the same colored cardstock, but this one just calls for me to use my double-sided pattern cardstock. So that's what I'm going to be using. But I'll get it cut out and we'll put this together. Here is everything cut out. So you've got your main pieces. This is your ribbon and your bow at the top. The big piece is your main part of the box, and this is the lid of the box. Now we're going to be gluing these pieces onto these ones. So let me bring this closer so you can see that there's 2 slits together. So these just get glued between the 2 slits. You could use tape or glue. I'm going to use glue so I've got room to move them around, because you don't want to overlap the ribbon on top of the slits themselves, or you won't be able to get other parts of the card put together, and we don't want that, right? Right. So it goes lengthways on there. And you want to line it up at the top, because there is a score line at the bottom. So I'll get the rest of these ones done off camera. I just want to show you on the top of the box. The slits don't go all the way to the top, but it's the same idea. And even though these look square, it is rectangular. So you need to do the long ways going that way. So let's get one glued on. Don't know why I flipped it upside down. It's the same on both sides. Okay, I'll be back once I get all mine glued together, and then we'll go on to the next step. Now that we got our ribbon pieces on, let's build our big box. There are some score lines in there. So we'll get those all folded in. There's a score line for a tab that we're going to glue, and then there's the 2 bottom tabs. Those get glued onto the card after. So just fold those inwards. Get some glue on the edge. Line it up, make your pretty box. Make sure it's even, because you do need things to line up from the lid and the ribbon onto this box when we get to that point. So that looks pretty good. We'll move that off to the side. Now for the lid, again, we're going to pop in our score lines. If I can see them. There we go. Okay, now this one gets a little tricky because our little tabs and the slit line there go into these slits there. So you want to start with the slits on the top. And just pick a side, any side, and pop them in. Cricut wants you to glue the top lid all together first, but that doesn't make sense to me. You just pull them up a little bit, so then they should stay in place. Then pop them into the opposite side. It's a really small piece, so it is definitely hard to not bend the paper. So be careful when you're doing this part. There we go. There's one in. We'll get the second one in. There. Now the tricky part. You take the bottom slit ones, slide them in, and then pop them into their corresponding little slits. Again, being very careful. Here's one. We'll get this one in first, and then we'll do the last tab there. Oh, this one needs some finagling. Doesn't want to listen to me. There we go. There we go. So yeah, definitely easier to finish this off before you glue that tab. There. Okay, let's glue this tab in. Smear my glue around a little bit. Tab it on the inside. There. Perfect, that one's done. Off to the side to dry. Now our main part of the card. So I got the pattern on the outside. I probably should have done it the opposite way, but oh well. It's done now. Thinking it would have been cute having some of the polka dots peeking through. Get a nice fold in there. Your little inserts, they get lined up, centered kind of like that, like most of them. Let me grab my advanced tape glider. We'll do this guy first. Okay. Again, you want to be careful with the cutout when you're taping this piece. So I'm just going to go along the edges. Put one there for good luck. Oh, those colors are really nice together. Okay, for this part, I'm doing it a little different than what Cricut wants. They want you to attach the lid first and then glue the box. But the tabs are on the inside, so how are you supposed to press down and stuff, right? That doesn't make sense. So you want your box fully open, and you got to make sure you line it up with your card score line. So hopefully you can see the tabs in there. I'm going to glue again in case I have to move it around. So that's the benefit of glue over the tape gun. The disadvantage is it has to dry. There. I'm going to close it, press down. We're going to let this dry, and then we're going to add the lid. Okay, time to add the lid. So when you grab it, open and close your lid so you know which way to orient it. So you want it on that way. So you're popping it on top. And remember the slits that were on the top? You have to line those up with the bottom of the yellow pieces. So finagle them in there. Looks like mine's gone in pretty nice. And we'll do the final reveal. Here is the card all done. I think this one was actually pretty quick and easy to put together. I do recommend you use glue so you can make sure your pieces are lined up the way they're supposed to, unless you are talented enough to use double-sided tape and get it right every time. If you are that good, kudos to you. I am not that good. I would have messed it up. So other than the mint green background, I use my tape gun. I'm pretty good at that part, but the ribbon and stuff, no way. But there you go. Doesn't that look super cute? And you could do so many color schemes with this one. I like the polka dots just because they're cute. You don't need a reason to like polka dots, right? But I think this card is pretty awesome and would make a wonderful birthday card for young and old. So, because who doesn't like a pop-up card? But thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you. Until next time.